And I think there's a limited amount of spots in heaven.
Oh, really? It's like a parking garage?
It's like yes.
So the more
one,
spots
but
fill
it's
up,
limited.
the more you have to be even better. You got to be real great.
Uh-huh.
Our parents had it way easier.
It used to be easy
heaven.
to get in. Yeah, it did.
You got to be so much more good.
Yeah, you had to like live next to a guy and he'd vouch for you. But
we got to
no.
give to the homeless. We got to.
You got to play violin.
Yeah, you got
at
to
a young
protest.
age. Yes, the right one.
Mm-hmm.
You got to protest the right ones.
Yeah.
And who knows?
You get up there and you're like, I protested. And he's like, the wrong one.
Wrong one.
You're like, really?
Yep. Flag should have been these colors. Idiot.
Huh.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Overshadowed. Today we're going to be talking about the brotherhood of William and John Harvey Kellogg.
Mm-hmm.
And a question I want everyone to think about, class, as we continue the episode, is who's the real overshadowed one? Who is it? Charles. Welcome to the podcast, Charles, everybody. Who's the overshadowed one?
John Kellogg.
That's interesting you say that. Because in, I don't know, reality, I think he is, but in the history spheres, right? Weird history, certain pockets of the internet, this bullshit we're doing. In these worlds, among history buffs, historical chads, John Harvey is the famous one because he's so weird.
A huge kook.
When I think of Kellogg, sure, I think of cornflakes, but really, when I picture Kellogg, I picture a religious, anti-sex, wellness cult leader, caging up people's genitals and shoving yogurt up their butts.
Yes.
That's what I picture when I see that big red K with red berries and clusters. I think I see that.
Mm-hmm.
I see John Harvey Kellogg just cleaning people out in the name of wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't so much think of the cornflakes.
Yeah, it's always been a tough part about being in that aisle for me, is you can't look at Kay without having that journey.
I know, it's a lot, and then I got to pick up yogurt. That's important.
Oh, yeah. It was so strange because he was everything but an evil cult leader. It was just strange. Which is better than being like the evil, we're all going to kill
true.
ourselves,
I guess he wasn't evil.
The comets coming by. And
he was a healer. He was a doctor.
He was a healer.
Yeah.
But it still was everything else that like a cult is.
Right. But yeah, he was kind of an anti-cult guy, even who ran a cult.
Yeah.
Because he also really discouraged sex with him or anyone.
And that's like the reason why people start cults.
Yes.
They make up all this stuff.
They gather everyone on their list.
Yeah.
And get them to worship and ultimately fuck them. But not John Harvey. He just wanted to feed them a fiber-rich diet to blast that colon clean.
To make sure you're going to heaven.
Right.
He'd get you to heaven like a lot of other cult leaders, but he wanted to do it the way God intended. No Kool-Aid, no poison, no kill yourself. It was just live a nice, right life. A nice, pure life.
Empty life.
Yeah, and what that means, your bowels.
Your bowels must be clean.
All the time.
All the time.
Air. I need to be able to blow into your mouth and then hear a whistle come out of your ass. That's how clean it needs. It needs to go from my words to a whistle because it's so clean.
God created man in the image of a kazoo.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to hear.
That's when you know you're good for God.
When you open your mouth in the forest and you hear, that's when you know you're ready. So we'll get into all that. I mean, he was a Seventh-day Adventist. He thought Jesus was coming back any day now.
Mm-hmm.
But Will is more the guy who was like, I don't know, made Kellogg happen and made it a business.
Yes.
Will's the guy who in history, he's reflected in the stock market as the inventor of cornflakes and more importantly, the owner of the rights to make cornflakes.
Yes.
Which, as we kind of learned with the Catherine Wright episode, that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make any money, if you want to be remembered at all, you got to get the rights locked down.
Mm-hmm.
And John was more concerned with healing the bodies and the souls of all of these, patients at his luxury health spa hotel. So today we're going to get into the very strange principles that John lived by, including anti-masturbation. I don't know why I included that as an aside.
It is a big thing about him.
It's a big thing about him.
That's how hard
it's
it
a
is
guiding principle.
Yeah.
Is abstaining from not only masturbation, but non-procreative sex.
Mm-hmm.
Sex that didn't make anything.
And he was celibate during his marriage.
Just useless, lazy sex.
Yeah.
Wow. He adopted kids. Maybe. We'll get into all that. But we got John over here, anti-masturbation Marty. And we got Will on the other side. Just as he's growing up under the domination of his brother, there's mounting frustrations. He's overworked. He's sick of this shit. He wants to jerk off and shit at his own pace. And he's like, screw this. I'm going to go make $1 million selling cornflakes. All right, so Will and John's brotherhood. So they were both born in Battle Creek, Michigan. John in 1852, Will 8 years later. Right away, John starts wailing on him. He's beating on him in the cold Michigan winters. He's shoving his icy toes between his armpits to keep him warm. He is taking his time in the bathroom, taking a shit in the bath. Are you with me?
I'm here.
Okay. It's hard to see through those glasses, Tom Cruise. Tomas is difficult. John, I don't even know how old they were. Let's say John's a teenager and Will's, I don't know, in like elementary school. John's taking big dumps. He's laying a lot of pipe. Is it laying pipe or is that having sex?
I think laying pipe is having sex, but you could say it for going to the vet.
No, he's pinching off loaves.
No, I say that when I'm going. I go, man, I'm really laying some pipe.
I don't know. I lay pipe.
That's two guys different.
Yeah.
You laid pipe last night?
I laid some pipe last night. Really? I laid some serious pipe this morning on the way to work. On the way to work?
Oh, yeah. I lay pipe at lunch, usually right after coffee.
What?
Wow.
How do you find the time? That only takes me 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're all right with that?
That's really a me thing.
So it's really not, there's no love in it at all for you. Well, I don't mind it. I kind of look forward to it.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah, that is funny. Two guys who just don't know.
Different.
I really thought laying pipe meant shitting.
I mean,
And people would always smirk when I was talking about laying pipe. As a 10-year-old. Laid some huge pipe back there, you guys.
Really? Huge
Didn't
pipe.
even know you could get hard.
Oh, you don't need to be hard. That is true.
No, it was pretty soft coming out.
Kind of just got it in.
So John's having him do true little brother stuff. Like
Being a little brother.
sitting outside the door and taking notes.
Yeah. A little brother role, like, not too long ago was a horrendous way to grow up.
Oh my God, he did beat him.
You're like you're basically
When the notes weren't
you're an
legible.
intern for your older brother.
When he couldn't read the notes, he beat him with a belt.
Oh my God. Yeah, you get beat up by your boss a lot.
Yeah.
You have to do whatever he says. And then if your dad dies, he's your dad now.
Yes, and he has to raise you.
Yeah.
And so now you're like, yeah, the son, and you're still the court crapographer. You're the shit scribe in there. What do you think kind of notes? Like how it said copious notes.
Copious notes.
Copious notes.
Why does he want so many notes? Well, that makes
This
sense
guy was
because
obsessed.
John was a weird guy.
He was
read
obsessed.
Probably read the dictionary and tried to have his brother rewrite it in the way that he thought the word should mean. I mean, this guy was really weird.
Yeah, but with poop specifically.
Oh,
Do you know
you
what
think
he
he was
thinks
taking
about poop?
That it's yes, it's like that's the evil in you.
Yes. And cum, for some reason, is not. Cum's the good in all of us. And it must
And we need to
stay in
keep
us.
it.
And you can't waste it by spilling it upon the ground or a sock. The cum is it's so opposite of what's true. Poop is the good.
Yeah.
Poop is the good in
Got to
me.
keep that in you at all times.
That's why I used to hold in my poop as a child. Because
Yeah.
I was so naive and innocent.
He's so good.
I really did hold it in.
Really?
Did I tell you about that?
As a kid?
Dude, John would have hated me. I would have been committed to the
Oh, man,
sanitarium.
you would have been sent to hell. You
No,
probably would have euthanized you. Poopinized you.
My grandma even told me about this. She was like, yeah, when you were like 5, and I was doing this when I was like 10 as well, but even as young as 5, I would just stop what we were doing and just sit down, butt against I must have talked about this on the podcast.
No, to try to latch it in?
Seal the gates, right? Close off the emergency doors. We
Wow,
gotta
it
fall
must
back.
have really been coming.
I was not coming.
I said it must have.
It was. And I would sit down and I would just, the emergency doors would shut. And my grandma would be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, I'm just taking a break.
I'm just taking a break. I'm
Taking a
5.
break.
I'm tired.
Taking a break. And they thought that was adorable. They're like, he needs a break. He's had a long day. Meanwhile, I'm like, keep the good in. Keep it in.
You want to be a good boy?
Well, dude, it was about,
Jeez,
it was all FOMO driven. I didn't want to miss out on whatever we were doing. So if we were playing or whatever, or even,
Well, then you just had to watch?
Sorry?
Because you just would sit down. Then you just become a spectator to whatever you're doing?
Oh, for like 2 minutes.
Oh, and then it would go back
Until,
in.
I realized
Jeez.
that I was not giving in.
It's like when you're getting, what's it called when you get pregnant?
Contractions?
Yeah. You're getting a poop contraction.
Right, yeah. They're getting closer. Oh man, my water breaks when I trust a fart, and it doesn't work out. Yeah, so I used to just hold it in.
It is funny in those moments too when you're holding in that. This is a little gross. I don't know if we need to include this, but farts will come, and you have to kind of do a security checkpoint.
You got to wriggle it out. Yeah, it's
Are you just a fart? Yes. Show me ID. Can I trust you?
When's your birthday? Eye color? Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I used to hold it in, and then I had a one-time point about this. Like one time something happened. Oh, one time I clogged the toilet, like a new toilet my dad had installed, and it was like the first day. Yeah.
Damn.
It's like
you got
breaking
the car in a crash the day they drove it off the lot.
It's like breaking a bottle on the ship as it leaves, and then it sinks the ship. Bon voyage! And yeah, I just totally clogged it. And my dad's like, "What? That thing could take logs." Like a genuine, like, I was going to put lawn clippings in that thing. That has a disposal.
Did you feel embarrassed?
Oh my God, so embarrassed. Yeah, I was like, I broke our high caliber toilet. I broke like our military grade toilet.
What happened? Like, what were you doing? Were you just in your room, like
Crap X 3000 or whatever?
Did you go to your room and just feel weird? Like, how did you react?
Yeah, I just sat in my room and thought about it. Waited for the swelling to go down.
And then what? Did he have to like remove the toilet?
No, he just had to plunge it, you know.
Oh my God.
But the idea behind the toilet was motivated by, you know, the breaks I was taking. So I'm taking breaks, and then when I, you know, pinch one off, they're not breaking. And so I'm just sending a full Amtrak down there. And there's a huge derailment.
It's like a semi going under a bridge. Boom.
Right, yeah, there's not enough clearance.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Jesus.
I'm not using the GPS. I know these roads. And I scraped the top off. I'm sorry for all these transportation analogies. But yeah, I ruined that toilet. And it was just so funny.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but it just cut off. It was funny how disappointed he was.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. well, like, take me. How long did this last?
Bought that from Ace Hardware.
Was he bragging about it before? Like, hey, we just got the strongest toilet that they make right now.
Yeah, the old one was like one of those, you know, you hit the flipper and the flipper is even weak. There's like no resistance.
Yeah, it's like a dog with bad hips.
Yeah,
it's, like, it's there, but it's not really.
You got to jingle it.
Yeah. Do you have to take the top off? And
oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
Pull the string and there's springs and it's all steampunk back there. There's like a mini plunger.
Toilet's pretty metal. Yeah, there's like
there's a steam powered blimp.
Who's the guy who makes
around.
Yeah. Who's the guy who did Nightmare Before Christmas? Who's that director?
I want to say Jack Nicholson. Johnny Knoxville.
Edward Scissorhands, same thing.
Norton.
Who's the guy who makes those Tim Burton movies?
Tim Burton. Yeah, famous snowboarder. You should make a snowboarding movie. Burton should work with him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Tim Burton.
We should send him this. Yeah. Wonder if they've ever gotten
Nightmare
those emails.
on.
Wonder how many emails like that they get a year.
You guys ever think about? You guys should collab. You ever think about like a spooky snowboarding, like really stylized, like action mystery? Yeah, John Harvey I mean, I would have been considered terminally ill, like stage 4, filled with shit.
Yeah.
I would have been an emergency case. I would have gone to the IC poo. The Nick poo. That's for babies. Sorry. Yeah, but it's weird when I look back of just like, why was I so afraid to miss out? The pooping doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Have you ever found out why? Have you brought this up?
In therapy? No, I don't think we've discussed it. I think he sucks, actually. Most of the stuff from therapy, when Molly had to go, I'm like, yeah, I mean this and that, but I said all that. Like, I'm saying all the good stuff, and he's just creating the space for me to do the work, I guess.
Does he have questions and you...
Sometimes he doesn't.
So do you say, like, what do you have to say about that?
I just pause.
And
I stay silent enough until I'm like, I think we play chicken with who's going to talk first. That's how you know I'm not paying for this. Is
you milk it. Yeah, time isn't a factor to you.
Yeah, we're in a stalemate. I'm like, fix me. He's like, fix yourself.
The Spider-Man meme?
I don't think he knows. Yeah. All right, so he's taking notes about the brother's shit.
Mm-hmm. So John is weirdly health curious his whole life.
Yes, and this anecdote, by the way, very representative of how the relationship's going to be for most of their lives. John goes his own way, Will behind him, picking up the shit and cataloging it, putting it in neat little bags, pinning them to the corkboard like butterflies. And there's a lot of religious beliefs and dietary stuff that informs this, but we're gonna let's get our little shovels out, dig into why he's so fascinated with shit.
Well, I mean, he sees it as like if that's evil in your body and you need to get it out. So if you have evil in you, we need to extract it if you want a chance.
Yes, he subscribed to this idea called auto-intoxication, which is the idea that we're not pooping enough, and as we age, poop builds up inside of us and poisons us, kind of like the opposite of erosion. So every year it's accumulation. A little more, it's like a kidney stone or something forming inside of you, this evil seed. And I do like to picture him like pitching this idea because it is kind of common sense. If you're like, okay, poop is gross. He's at a convention. Poop is gross.
Do we all agree?
Next slide. If you don't poop, you'll get sick. Next slide. Eat poop, you will get sick. Next slide. Therefore, it must follow, next slide, that if you feel bad, you have poop in you. Please, Vanessa, can you show them the machines they've won? Can you show them the machines we'll be using?
Is anybody having a particularly bad day?
Anybody need a little bit of a pick-me-up in the crowd tonight?
Raise your hand. We're only taking 5.
Yep. Pregnant women need not apply. This is not going to be a good procedure for you.
Okay, we got the chair, the enema, the light bath.
Yeah, he's just on stage. He pulls the curtain. It's just like 2 hoses and like stirrups.
And you have to, get it. Just in the mouth and one in there. All right. Get ready to be happy.
Let's put a smile on that face. Okay. He didn't put one in the mouth, did he? I thought he just did a...
No, but it would be fun.
That's crazy. Oh, man.
We're cleaning you out.
This is human centipede stuff. He was trying to heal. He's a healer.
Yeah, I want to heal. I want to feel.
Yes. 18 gallons in my ass.
Gotta clear out of my butt and go upstairs to meet the big man with the beard. I want to heal.
I want to feel 25 gallons for real.
Take it in, shove it up my ass.
25 gallons a minute.
And
that's how many gallons it was. 25 a minute. A fish tank. Every 60 seconds.
That's what it was capable of doing. I don't know if anybody.
You're right.
I don't know if anybody stayed on there.
That's
all right,
true.
I'm here for 5 minutes.
That's the max speed.
I want 250 gallons.
He's like that lady.
I had a rough day
He's like
yesterday.
that lady at the boba place rushing to the counter like, I need it in 2 minutes.
Do it.
Crank it to 11. I want to taste it.
Thanks. Keep the change. That was great. She just is addicted to the pain.
Girl boss is out of there.
This is like the morning, like what cycling classes are to women now. They make a quick stop and just get...
That might have been what Amelia was doing because she went there.
Amelia Earhart did go.
Amelia Earhart.
She liked some stuff.
She liked, getting busy on a layover. So she was probably trying to keep a clear head, not get lost in those clouds.
Well, you can't have poop with you in the sky.
No, I mean, I'm just talking about just sexual purity.
Oh,
in general,
yeah. She probably was...
I think she was right. She was kind of open.
Yeah, she was in an open relationship. She wrote a letter saying if I'm flying, the bounds of our marriage don't exist.
Right.
It's like, imagine your girlfriend comes home, hey, when I'm at work, we're not together. What? I'm at work. I can't focus on you.
I have a career.
I guess that makes sense, but why would it?
So when I'm at work, when you're at work, you love me.
But when I'm at work...
you have a picture of me on your desk when you're at work. And when I'm at work, I'm my own person because you don't own me.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds great. So you have a few tour dates coming up? Yeah, I got it. I saw the note. Was telling me that someone was telling me at a point, he got to a point with his roommate where he was leaving notes, but then he didn't want to be the note guy, so he would go down and rip them all down before he saw the notes. And then he would just like tell him what was on the notes.
That's
very
good.
succinctly. Where's this all coming from? Oh my God, you got a bulleted list in your
He's
head.
telling the guy, and then the roommate looks behind him. There's a guy with SNL cue cards. Hey!
He just has stickies all over him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's on that one.
Yes, so a lot of celebrities did go to get this enema.
A lot of celebs went to the enema. Wait, we got a few more machines,
Yeah, so there
right?
was
So
the
he's
light-
up on stage. You know,
Okay.
he's unveiling his machine. He's got the hoses.
The
We got
yogurt.
the stirrups. We got
Which-
the yogurt.
Okay, so we got stirrups, which, by the way, you had to eat yogurt, too.
You got to eat yogurt.
You had to, yeah, you got
What
to
do you
eat-
think you got first? Do you think you want the good news or the bad news? you get to eat some tasty yogurt, and we're also going to put it up your butt. Which one would you do first? I'd probably eat first
I probably...
because I don't want to be eating thinking that it's going to meet in the middle. I'm just going to be like, I feel like I've already tasted it in the sense, my body knows it.
Also, like, did the yogurt work? There was nothing saying, like, what... Did you just... Because I don't think it was effective, because if it was effective, we would be doing yogurt enemas today. Because if they were doing it all the way
Yogurt
back...
enemas don't work because the probiotics are delivered to you just from eating it.
But that's what I'm saying is... So then were these people just walking away with a butt full of yogurt?
Yeah.
That they would slowly push... It would, like, make them more constipated, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet it would feel kind of nice. When you like
Really?
moisturize for the first time after a long time.
And your skin's like, You think it'd be a nice inner skin bath?
Yeah,
Little hot tub up there?
I think so.
I don't know. It's
Little
the chunks of strawberries?
little milky sauna. Ew, no fruit at the bottom. Get that fruit out of there. That's the demon shit. The demon shit's gonna cling to it and
Trying to
grow.
put fruits in my ass?
No.
You must be the devil trying to
No,
trick me.
that's a vessel for possession. You don't put fruit in the bottom of a man's ass.
What about the granola?
He wasn't shooting granola up there either.
It was
That
a
would hurt like
parfait.
hell.
It was a full parfait.
We're gonna do a
The
yogurt
grapes?
parfait enema. Cinnamon at the end.
Okay, where's my agave? Where's the agave?
Oh man.
Oh, man, this is going to clear you right up.
Will, get in here. Can you taste this? Here's a spoon.
Okay, today we were out of yogurt, but you're going to like this, and trust me, it's called acai.
Oh, okay.
It's a little futuristic.
Uh-huh. Put some matcha in there. You're going to get some pep in your step.
Yeah, got some peanut butter, too, to help.
Keep you full. Wow. Yogurt parfait enema.
Only at McDonald's.
Yeah, can I have a yogurt parfait enema? And does that come with fries? Why would it come with fries? Yeah, he also had mallets to grind you.
What?
Mallets to grind you out of like a kneading machine, like you were dough.
yeah.
Like getting the air bubbles out.
Mm-hmm.
Get the demon shit.
I could see that, people presuming that would work.
Yeah.
The one that I don't think would work is the light bath.
The electric light bath cabinet.
Yeah, you would go in a room.
Performing at the Bowery Electric on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Love that band.
Yeah. Well, he believed around the same time that Edison made the light bulb, who visited the sanitarium.
Yeah, he went. Probably basking in his light.
That he believed that artificial light cured ailments. Right?
Which right now I'm wearing glasses to get light out. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Light pollution.
Mm-hmm.
We're scared of light. Hate light.
Hate light.
Light's bad. Natural light's good. Artificial light, no good.
Yeah, he basically taped up a bunch of laptops to the wall.
Yeah, he's like, sit in this cubicle for 8 hours. You'll be happy.
What does this do? Oh, this is everything.
That's kind of interesting that he has the electric light bath cabinet because he was one of the early advocates of germ theory, which is the updated contradictory theory to miasma theory. Do you know what miasma is? So I was reading about this. Miasma is in the times, medieval times, just what kind of prevailing science was, is that disease was spread through foul smells.
Oh, yes.
And vapors.
Yes.
Almost like a Scooby-Doo green, it's fine. Scooby-Doo green steam or like stench, I don't know, smell lines.
A stench, I think, is a good way. A floating cloud of stunk.
A floating stunk cloud.
A floating stank cloud.
Stenchy stunko.
Yeah, and if you breathe in one of those, well, you're screwed. You're going to get sick.
Right.
Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. I mean, if that theory was true, I mean, it's like your joke. Walking through New York, you'd be dead.
What, you just smell a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a foul smell.
Yeah.
Imagine
I
also
guess they
that
thought that smell was the truth. You know.
Yeah.
If you smelled it, you had it.
it's funny also to picture people like walking to work, kind of having a bad morning, and then they also smell something bad, believing that now they're gonna get sick.
No.
Like people just walking to fuck. Yeah. Everything is not going my way right now.
Oh my God, I'm late for work and now I have chlamydia. What a Monday.
Why did I pay so much money to move to this neighborhood? It's still gonna be bad smells. What's happening?
Yeah, they thought it was chlamydia, cholera, and the Black Death were spread that way.
Yes.
Which, as we now know, as John Harvey knew, was not the case. Disease is not spread just through the ether in the air. It's through microbiotic organisms, bad bacteria that find their way in you.
Yes.
So it's something within, not
Like
some kind
poop.
of...
So he's
like poop.
He doesn't have a bad train of thought.
And poop is nasty.
Poop is gross.
And so I don't think there's negatives to having a squeaky clean colon.
No, I don't think so either.
You know, a sphincter you could eat out of.
It's just not the thing that you should. I don't know.
It shouldn't be a focal point of the treatment.
It shouldn't be the sun to your galaxy here.
Right. But we should qualify that people who went to his sanitarium, his Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan, were going to feel great.
Yes.
It wasn't a hospital. It was intentionally not a sanatorium, right? Which is like an invalid, convalescent just place you go to. They're going to need a lot of... You send Rosemary Kennedy there.
Yeah, exactly.
You send a Civil War soldier there.
That's the kooky sign. The torium and the terium. You got to make sure you sign up your kid for the right one.
Oh, no.
Did I send him to the torium? Oh, God. I knew when I smelled that this morning.
That's a funny pilot.
Yeah.
It's like Blue's Home for Imaginary Friends, but it's a sanatorium. All the monsters are like that. You know, they have shoes with no laces on.
Yeah, and schizophrenia creatures.
Yeah, it's a snake that thinks he's Christ. And,
babe, when I go to pick up Joe today,
there's a...
he's gonna be... Jill's gonna leave me. I did this to our last kid. How many times do you send him to the torium?
Yeah, he needs to learn how to swim and get his ass looked at. All right? We don't need him befriending all these, freaky creatures. Anyway, yeah, Torium. This was not a sanatorium.
This was the ultimate spa where celebrities would go.
Which right before this was the Civil War, right? They were born 1852, 1860. So by the time that he's like heading up the sanitarium, it's what, the 90s, 1890s?
Mm-hmm.
You know, medicine in the Civil War, right? It was not good. So I think this was like John Harvey was a legitimate good doctor who had some kooky practices.
Yeah, but he was also the most known. He was like the most famous doctor.
He was, Dr. Oz.
And it was,
of the time.
Yeah.
But so that's, I mean, the Battle Creek Sanitarium is such a contrast to what there was right after the Civil War, which is just like, if you went to a hospital, it was like saws and leeches.
Mm-hmm. And whiskey.
And
bullets.
A lot of blankets to
screaming.
Pillowcases that you could tie tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, screams. But yeah, I feel like the further back you look, the more medicine thought that they just had to remove from you. It was like amputation and then leeches.
Mm-hmm. Which,
and
again,
then it's like poop.
Yeah.
And microorganisms, like smaller little,
they are
a tumor.
Like atomizing it the whole time.
Yeah, they're like, look, it's not a big deal. You just need to take this one part of you off. You don't need to amputate your whole foot.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. So if my kid smelled it, I don't have to kill him?
No, well, you may, just for safe measure, if you don't like him, kill him.
Horrifying world to think that
oh my God.
Disease is transferred through smell. I mean, yeah, New York would be a hellscape.
Oh, yeah, everybody, you couldn't live here if that's the thought. That's what I'm saying is I think people would...
I have funnel cakeitis. I have...
Let's see.
What are other... It's itis. What do we got? We got gonorrhea, chlamydia. Yeah.
And what do they think about farts, too? Were farts in that?
I don't know. If you smell a fart, do you have to poo? These are big questions that terrified people at this time. I smell the fart. I must go. I must leave. I inhaled the fart of a Jew. I'm going to shit the Jew, baby. I got to watch Borat again. I missed that movie.
Oh, great movie.
I miss it like a friend.
I saw it the first time No, it wasn't that. I think the first time I saw that movie was with a family member, and it was just awkward because you see his penis.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it wasn't one of those ones where I could laugh because, like, I was with my godmother, and she was, like, stunned. and I had to pretend to be stunned with her while the whole other theater filled with 13-year-olds laughed. I was like the one like, oh,
I don't know about that joke. They kind of crossed the line there.
Seems a little juvenile.
That is so annoying when you have to be when you're put in that position as 12.
Yeah,
you have to like stand up for what's right because you're with an older person.
I didn't know it was this kind of movie.
I'm a little bit older than you'd expect. I'm mature for my age, and I do not like this.
Would you like to leave? I'll leave.
I'll leave. Do you want to go home
right now?
Watch 60 Minutes? I paused it to come here so I could. Yeah, I'm watching 60 Minutes.
48 left. Clock just started. We could race back. Hit play. Well, what's it? I like about John Harvey that he's such a health nut, but it's not crazy stuff.
I agree.
It's big into prevention.
Yes.
John Harvey is when we start to see the turn from treating the symptoms to preventing the illness. So eating healthy, exercising, yogurt colonics.
It's mostly...
Don't smoke.
Yes. It's
abstain from caffeine, alcohol, nicotine.
It's like just somebody who's really strict. There's a lot of good, and then you went the strict way of really trying to help, which is better than going evil or crazy or...
But it's interesting. It's kind of... it tells you about how these people were living. That was like revolutionary.
Yeah, you're right.
This biological living. That's what he called it. He called it biological. Doesn't that sound like Matthew McConaughey trying to convince a girl to skinny dip?
Yeah.
Come on now, it's just biological living.
It's like a biological dip in my pool.
Yeah.
Come on, it's good for you.
Let's take a biological dip. It's a mean rooster.
I'll go
doing
first.
some biological living.
I'll go first.
Biological living.
I love science.
I've sensed a little bit of chemistry between us. Maybe I thought we could get closer and study some anatomy. Stars are out, astrology. He just starts naming them.
And what were some of the weirder things? So we have all the good. He's removing the thing. What's your next point? Or do you want to kind of...
I got another point. Well, I also think... I wanted to get into why they're temperate with respect to the times, because we had talked about this. Real quick, the dad was a preacher, was a farmer. They were poor. Sometimes they were middle class. When, Civil War, they needed a lot of food. They're paying the farmers. They were raised Seventh-day Adventists who believe that Jesus is coming back any day now. He's not left the house, but he's looking for his keys. And he's going to let us know when he leaves. So he's close, right? He's on the cusp. Jesus is coming. And the Seventh-day Adventists are kind of a health church that advocated for a vegetarian diet and temperance, arguing that the physical is as important. Well, it's not as important. And John and the church had some issues with that. But the physical is important for proper spiritual health. It's kind of like you need to pray to the Lord. You got to get down on your knees and get up and get down constantly in your life. Those Muslims pray 5 times a day. You got to be a little fleet of foot. You can't be all achy and crickety and crippled. You got to get on those knees to bow to the Lord. And your kids come over, they're like, "Can we play?" And you're like, "Get the hell out of here. I'm praying to the Lord. I want to be on the floor so I can praise my God, not play with my kids."
Come on. Why do you think I had you?
So... that's the idea behind the Seventh-day Adventists. But, this is like a sect, right, of a religion that forked off in part because of this larger temperance movement in the U.S., where the women were really pissed that their husbands were getting drunk, coming home, beating them, neglecting them. When they were paying attention, it was beating, and when they weren't, it was sad. So... damned if you do, damned if you don't. You want me to spend time? I come home, I beat the shit out of you. That's time. I nurse your wounds. We spend hours together. You're crying. I'm saying, shut up.
Don't you remember?
And then I leave you alone, and I miss you. And
Hey, come back.
It's crazy.
You love me? You hate me? What do you want? Why do you think I drink?
I'm going to go my own way.
Yeah.
I'm a man who's going my own way.
Kids, goodbye.
Kids, when you're a man, you can follow. If your girl's, sayonara. We got to say sayonara more.
Sayonara is good.
I'm going to start saying that in fights more with my lady.
Okay.
Give
me a little tester.
You know what? I don't know. Sayonara. It's so final.
Just believe in yourself.
No, it's so final. I don't want a sayonara, my lady.
Well,
I'm going to use it one day.
Test it out.
You give me one.
I didn't.
I teed it up to
why
you.
are you getting defensive over here?
Because you're saying believe in yourself, and I don't want to go that way. You go your own way.
All right, fine. Give me a scenario. What are we fighting about?
Sayonara. Fighting about
No,
saying
with me
it.
and my lady.
Oh, you and your lady? Not refilling the Berkey.
We don't have a Berkey.
Not refilling the hydropod or whatever.
Did you
guys
refill
got.
this after I said last night? You know what? I'm stopping now. Sayonara. Okay. Now
I'm going to start signing my emails.
Sayonara,
comma Zach.
Best.
Yeah.
Zach.
Nope.
No more best.
Best is implied.
Sayonara would be good for an email.
Best contains.
People would
or
remember
sorry,
you.
Sayonara contains best.
Yeah.
Best is in there.
Sayonara is like, I hope everything goes really well for you, and I mean that.
And you're not going to hear from me for a long
Ever
time.
again, yeah. Sayonara, when I feel like somebody rides away on a horse.
Yeah, I jump onto a train. I don't even know where it's going. Sayonara.
No!
Oh, jeez, that's going fast.
You think you'll ever see him again? No. He said sayonara.
I think so. He's hobbling over there and he lost his arm. So I think we should go pick him up.
Oh, okay. Turns out
train
you
was
fell off the
going
train.
way quicker.
I grabbed that thing. That was a bad idea.
Yeah, that was
grabbing
rough.
a train. They go really fast. Yeah, sayonara. You could follow up, I think, on an email. Zach, I'm reaching out. I said sayonara. Oh, Zach.
Sayonara guy. Sayonara, Zach Sayonara Russell.
Zach, you know what? I would love to talk to you because I started using that and everything in my life is better now. Thank you.
We actually have a position open at the company for CSO.
Chief sayonara.
Would you be interested?
Huh. You know, I do get offers like this all the time, so I will have to get back to you.
Yeah, but know that I've not said it again, so we'll be in touch. We've reconnected since my last sayonara, so yeah, it's on. Consider it on. I'm considering your offer as chief sayonara officer. All right, so Charles, we got a bunch of immigrants coming into this country. Not only now, and by the way, big fan of the migrants, at least the Haitians. God love Little
Haitians.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
I saw a sad poster today that was like, look, we're facing discrimination after what was said about Ohio and the cats. Because wasn't it about Haitians?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where I live, and there's people, and it's sad, you know. They're like, our children are being bullied.
Yeah.
And
they had to,
people make fun of our cat sandwiches. We pack our children, our chids. Well, chids are a baked dog flake that you bake.
Okay.
You smoke.
Oh, wow.
And then it's a chid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen significantly fewer cats around.
Well, it's because you started opening your eyes.
Yeah, to the real problem.
Did you see the clip of like J.D. Vance saying that was fake?
What is fake?
That like he kind of maybe told. Oh God!
Oh, no.
Oh God!
No, that's what we get for speaking ill of J.D. Vance.
There's like a clip of him like,
Oh man,
yeah, that thing's gone. That thing said, "Sayonara."
Keep going.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there was just a clip of JD on the news talking to like on Fox where he's like, yeah, maybe sometimes you have to create a story if you want people to listen, but it's not like you Democrat. And she goes, did you just say you made up the dog thing? And he's like, it's not about that. You're like,
Storytelling is generally an important part of campaigning.
it gets people to listen.
You guys,
you
you just
tell a
wanna twist
story,
my words.
then you tell the truth. It's how you get people to listen in.
Like those immigrants are twisting dogs over spits as we speak. J.D. Vance, Trump 2024. That would be cool if I'm gonna keep podding, but I want to repair this. It'd be cool if a politician came on with the same energy as one of those guys who appears behind the newscaster in the TV report, like the fucker and the pussy guys.
Yeah.
If like politicians started signing off with like immigrants eat pets, JDO. And there's really nothing you can say to
you're
that
like,
guy.
Yeah, that guy doesn't.
Well, obviously he's not listening to reason. He's kind of living in his own world. Is there just one up there?
Yeah.
What were we talking about right before this?
We were talking about
The immigrants, JD,
Sayonara,
JD Vance.
but we're jumping back into
Yeah. The immigrants after the Civil War. These immigrants, right after the Civil War, immigrants are pouring in. We got Irish, Italians, Germans, a bunch of thirsty immigrants, bringing their culture and their customs of drinking over to this great country and ruining it. and the wives and children being beaten by these drunken migrants, who are all white, FYI, and it's the 1870s, band together, and they're like, hey, maybe alcohol's not so good. Maybe it's tearing our families apart. And so they formed this temperance movement, the Women's Christian Temperance Union in the 1870s, blah, blah, blah. And the point is, I think that informed a lot of the Seventh-day Adventists' beliefs as a bigger religious organization. They were also pro-vegetarian. So not only was it, abstinence from alcohol, caffeine, like very Mormon, plus kind of Huberman.
Yeah.
They were vegetarian from biblical verses. There's apparently a verse in the Bible.
In the Bible. Ooh, it's got vibes.
Yep.
It's new. It's the Bible.
According to my Bible, you're off. I should make that. I should make a Bible.
Yeah. You're serving bad vibes, said he unto the... Sorry.
It's okay.
Freaking just got 5 text messages from my super.
Oh.
What was the biblical thing?
It was God made plants and fruit and nuts to be consumed.
Yeah.
And they thought that when they were like, God gave us dominion over the animals, it wasn't to rule. It wasn't like domination.
It wasn't like
stewardship.
Yeah.
It was like hang out with them and like, teach them stuff and don't fuck them and kill them. And, and people were like, dominate them.
Eat them all.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right. Kill them for fun.
Cooked or raw.
Yeah. Target practice.
Hang them on your wall.
Uh-huh.
God, you're the coolest.
Yep. Use them for interior living room decor. Use them to bring the room together.
God goes, hey, these are your new friends. Have fun. I'm going to have fun cooking them.
Go skin them, put them in front of a fireplace, and have sex on one of them.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Eat their wings.
Right. Make his
Fry
femur into a cane.
Ooh, that's fun.
That's fun.
Drink their marrow.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Suck their marrow. Yeah, so unlike a lot of Christian denominations, the SDA is very, very vegetarian. And they're like, hey, God made these creatures.
I'm on board with this.
They're sacred. It's great. It's
this is great.
It's all the reasons you'd be vegetarian, but because of God, because God is good. So it's pretty easy to understand. I'm down. I'm down with the SDAs.
I'm very down for that. Yeah, he's like, these are your friends. Yeah, how pissed would you be if you thought that God was like, these are your friends, and most of the world was eating them? God's like, you're eating your friends?
Well,
you're going to hell.
We have dominion over them.
That's a no-brainer for the SDA. So like, how does nobody not get this?
Yeah, so what, you're going to eat your stupid friends just because you have dominion over them?
Yeah, that's like a number one way to get to hell, guys. I don't know what the...
Yeah.
It's like easily...
While we're on the Seventh-day Adventist, I do, if you care, I can say something. Or do you want to move on?
Say something. I'm
giving up on you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you won't after you hear this next fact.
Okay.
The Seventh-day Adventists believed in annihilationism. Do you know what
this is when Jesus comes back and everybody that's bad gets obliterated from consciousness.
Yeah, dude.
You're not even going to go to hell.
Whoa, yeah,
you're going to be Control-Alt-Deleted.
You know your shit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you're
I believe in it.
To this.
Yeah, I believe. No, it's something I live by. All these
hoping.
dirty souls in this city. I don't care if you're headlining. You're going to be gone. I'm going to be the only good soul left to do comedy in this world. And that's what I'm waiting on.
You're going to survive the great Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah. I'm going to be there.
It's nice, dude. They're very nice because otherwise Jesus comes back in the last judgment and he's like, you guys are sinners, burn in hell forever. They're like, no. He just pulls the plug.
Yeah. You never knew you were here.
Right. Big
Bang
bang
reverse. Kind of like
reverse.
a submersible death. Boop.
You
just
blip.
a bubble pop.
Thanos snap.
Yeah.
Over. Done. Your consciousness.
It's kind of what a little sassy way to delete the population.
Yeah. A snap. Yeah.
And then everybody looked at somebody that survived and went,
that would be a great, like, if
Sayonara.
you're doing drag, Thanos.
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Nice clothes. Just,
what's a good...
And then you death drop. And then
ooh, that'd be good.
Dust falls on you. Your father's ashes. Those are my real father's ashes.
We have to collect them every night and put them back. There's less and less of him each show. That's why I'm only doing a limited run.
I literally can't do more than 12 shows. There will be no more dad left.
He'll be in my skin with me. And then I'll create a new show
it's
from
so
that.
So beautiful. And by the way, she is so hot up there. Can I just say, like, all due respect, her tits are popping.
What would be a good name for somebody Thanos?
Snap, crackle, thought. I don't know.
That's good.
I don't know.
Okay.
Thanmantia, I'm not sure. But yeah, annihilationism. Yeah, when everybody is turned to dust, even the sinners. Except some people have some conditional annihilation views where they're like, okay, most people are gone, but the true demons will still remain burning.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know who makes that
Those
call.
are people that have been probably hurt before, and they want revenge.
Those people who think that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, but Helen's still in hell.
Yeah,
right?
she's got to go.
Yeah.
She doesn't get out of free, never existed,
Helen
never
is in-
broke my heart. She gets to burn in hell, right?
Helen was the name I
That's
picked
not
for
really
hell.
how. It's the only way I'm going to join, is if this is the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Barbara needs to stay down there.
Yeah.
Right? For what she did to me and the kids.
She doesn't just win,
I
right?
walked in on her, God. 2 dicks in each hole, God. You know what that does to a man?
I don't believe you're really that just of a god. You deleted her but kept the memory within me?
Yeah, he should have eternal sunshine that DP out of me. Anyway, yeah, some people believe in the part, but this is a part of it that's just crazy to me is there was this guy Miller who initially predicted the second coming of Christ, 1844.
Yeah.
He was wrong. And that was the second prediction too. And so everyone called it the great disappointment. Miller was wrong. Boo, no Jesus. Everyone had to put away their foam fingers. They're just rotting in the attic somewhere. Ellen G. White comes along. Second-day Adventist. People believe that God talks through her, and her writings are like almost canonical, like not as important as the Bible, but they're like next in line. So she's a vessel of some sort. And she says that Miller wasn't wrong about the 1844 return of Jesus, but in fact that was the date that Jesus entered the heavenly sanctuary and begun the process of eternal judgment, which is and that it is still ongoing. And so from 1844 up until whenever he comes back, that's how long it takes Jesus to do all the paperwork of like, well, he cheated, but he felt bad, so. Oh, and this is forever. Like,
Yeah.
he's
I waited a
trying.
really long time.
Yeah.
It's been 1,844 years I got to catch up on, guys. My inbox is full, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah, it's only that. It's been like 5,000 years since all of it, so that's a lot of time to get through. It's been 1,844.
That's what they think is zero.
So I was born, and all this stuff appeared around me, all these deserts and camels and shit. And so since we all popped into being, yeah, it's a lot of time. It's almost 2,000 years.
It's also just funny how you can persuade like someone to be like, she just had a different take on it, and people are like, oh, so people want to believe so badly. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. 1844 is when he entered the sanctuary.
God, that makes sense because we never were notified that he entered.
Right. Because how would we know? But Ellen knows because
And-
she's got a direct.
She's got a direct line.
Got a direct line to God.
And also, like, what would you come back from if you never went anywhere? No, I heard her say that too. That makes a lot of sense.
Jesus is just doing his investigative judgment, which is the official name.
Mm-hmm.
Investigative judgment. Jesus is in there with a trench coat and a magnifying glass, little silly hat on, looking for clues.
Yeah.
Well,
Wish God gave me a brother so I could have some sort of a team.
he
This is a
stepped out of his
one-man-
marriage, but he couldn't get hard.
That's what we call a
Show-
draw.
That's what we call a lesson.
A lesson.
I was trying to think of like humbling or not.
Yeah.
Justice.
What is that is justice.
Justice.
That's karmic justice.
It also shows that his heart is pure. It could not pump his demon dick full of blood.
Which means they're still good
Which
within
means
him.
they're still good within him.
He was probably, what if he came home, his wife caught him? Babe, I'm not crazy when there was a lot of poop in me. I'm not myself. I couldn't think clearly. There was a lot of poop in me, obviously.
It's Friday. Work's been tough. I haven't had time to go get it kneaded out.
Yeah, come on.
I know we bought the attachment for the faucet at home, but it's been full of dishes. Not saying it's that you have to clean it. I'm just saying that I haven't been able to use the sink to clean out my asshole. So, yeah, I'm a little stressed. But my good, pious heart was not willing to pump my demon dick full of red sin. So, what I'm trying to say is I love you.
Come here. Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
What I'm trying to say is you want to go down to the creek and experience some biological living. We say we get down to some biological living.
This thing popped. I don't know if you need that taped over, but do you just need a new thing?
No.
What is that? A napkin and a piece of tape?
It's a Chipotle napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I got a good studio here, dude. Yeah, but I do think the idea of Jesus, like, I want to stay more a little bit on Jesus. He's like Santa. He's up there just like, okay, salvation, delete. He's like, was he good? Annihilation. And I think there's a limited amount of spots in heaven.
Oh, really? It's
yeah,
like a
for
parking garage?
It's like yes.
So the
tall
more
one,
spots
but
fill
it's
up,
limited.
the more you have to be even better. He starts really picking you got to be real great.
Uh-huh.
Our parents had it way easier.
It used to be easy to
heaven.
get in. Yeah, it did.
We got to be so much more good.
Yeah, you had to like live next to a guy and he'd
Yeah.
vouch for you, but
we got to
no.
give to the homeless. We got to.
You got to play violin
Yeah, you got
at
to
a young
protest.
age. Yes, the right one.
Mm-hmm.
You got to protest the right ones.
Yeah.
And who knows?
You get up there and you're like, I protested, and he's like, the wrong one.
Wrong one.
And you're like, really?
Yep. Flag should have been these colors. Idiot.
Huh. Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, it's white.
Yeah.
It's whiteness. Yeah.
Thanos snap.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. His regulars do it with him. Those guys go to all my shows.
The investigative. No, guys. That's when he just started looking at it. He told me.
Yeah, he like just
That's when
got
he
in.
opened the file. I put a read receipt on. I have an AirTag on Jesus. It's funny to also think that you are so like knowledgeable about the floor plan of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he's in the sanctuary? You know that there's.
Yeah,
you
what
know
is
about
that?
the sanctuary?
Is that a foyer?
Is that an atrium?
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
it
an
a
like a
greenhouse?
butterfly wonderland.
What's up?
Is that like a greenhouse?
Yeah, I
like
don't
a
know.
butterfly
a
wonderland.
Rotunda. Oh, a butterfly wonderland. Yeah, a butterfly.
That's what I feel like.
Pavilion.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a pavilion.
In Arizona, it's called Wonderland.
Okay, well,
I haven't seen
guys
one.
are retarded.
I haven't seen a pavilion out here.
No, it's a pavilion in DC.
It's a wonderland when you get a bunch of butterflies.
In the capital of the country, it's a pavilion.
Well, this is a miracle in the desert.
Okay,
So that's a
well,
wonderland.
Yeah, a miracle brought in from some guy in Utah who has a passion. They pipe in a lot of water. They can get a few hundred low maintenance birds in a glass house. They can't eat or drink anything, right? They must require no
What, the butterflies?
real food. Yeah.
I think
They're so
flowers,
tiny.
yeah, whatever they do. Some moths are born without mouths, and they starve to death.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
God.
just born with a glitch.
Jeez.
That's what I
God
think.
didn't sew the mouth on.
Yeah, that's what I think they're not how they got their name, Moth. If you listen closely, it's them going, Moth!
Give me mouth.
People are like, oh, it's a moth.
Oh. Mouth.
That joke is, I wrote that back when I did
That's so funny.
the butterflies versus.
That's awesome. You got to bring that back.
Is that funny?
That's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a Pokemon. It's telling us its name. That's so funny.
It just gets weaker and
That's
weaker.
so sad.
Yeah, I know.
No, don't go near him. He'll eat your sweater. Yeah, so Jesus up there. What do you think Jesus would investigate about you?
Well,
What do you think would be in his pro and cons list, Charles? Bare your soul for the listeners.
Well, I don't think there's anything in cons. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right.
I think pros is cleans the house, mops the floor, does the litter box, gives the home. I gave the homeless guy the other day.
Yeah?
Bought him cookies specifically.
Okay.
So I tell you
Nice.
about this homeless guy I met.
No.
Last time I think I told you, came up to me on the street and he goes, "Hey," I go, "Hey, I'll give you a couple bucks. Go get something." And he goes, "No, I don't want money." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I want cookies." I go,
Okay.
"Okay, I'll give you a couple bucks. Go get yourself some cookies." And he goes, "You don't understand. I can't get cookies
You
with
don't
cash."
understand.
And I went, "Okay, I think I found the root cause of your homelessness. This guy doesn't know how the world works."
Yeah.
And I just gave him money and I said, "Trust me."
He thinks we're totally post-cash. So how'd you buy the cookies?
Well, that time I was like, "Here's a couple bucks. Go figure it out. I think you'll be able to do it. I just got to go." Comes up to me again.
What does he think money is?
I don't know.
They take sprockets, man.
Yeah.
I haven't found enough sprockets. As soon as I get 5, I'll be able to get 1 cookie.
But the thing is, they're deep within the heart of a pinball machine, and there's not a lot in this county. I'm on a journey, you see? But on the way, I get hungry, and I need cookies.
I do the same route every day,
Yeah.
waiting for the arcades to throw them out.
It's when the armored truck comes by. You got to sneak past the guard, get in the truck. That's where all the pinball machines are. You see them, they like to camp out in front of banks. Oh, okay. So this time he comes up to me again. The same thing happens. I stop on the street to I get a water. I stop on the sidewalk to take a couple of sips
Yeah,
before
you're
I
a
can.
city man.
Yeah. And this guy comes up to me and I see him. He goes, "Hey, man." And he starts, I go, we already met. And he goes, "Charlie Sheen." And I'm like, wow.
Pretty close.
This guy's got a good memory. Yeah. He goes, "What's up, Charlie Sheen?" And I go, "What's up? You want some cookies?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'll get you some cookies." We walk in there. First of all, this guy, I should have known that he was going to pick the biggest box of cookies. He got 2 family-size Oreo and Chips Ahoy. And I'm like, all right,
bitch.
2?
Yeah.
And then we're in the
You know I'm not actually Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah.
I can't afford this.
It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And that also made me reflect on myself. I'm like, oh, this is hurting me. I can't even help a homeless guy.
He's bleeding me dry.
Yeah, this sucks.
4 sleeves?
Now I'm going to have to eat. Now I got to skip dinner because I'm giving this guy some.
Got to set up next to him.
Yeah. And he's trying to talk to me because there's a line. He's like, I'm a big cookies guy. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he goes,
Yeah.
then he goes, not a big milk guy. And I go, oh, okay. You chose this side of the feud. Only cookies. And he goes,
Sure.
yeah, milk makes you shit. And I go, you got to get that out of you. It makes you a good guy. And $17 for the cookies.
Oh my God,
$17.
Charles. Holy shit!
I know.
Wow, no wonder he couldn't afford cookies.
I know they're so expensive. That's probably why every time
crazy.
someone gave him $1, he'd bring 2
It's
packs
not
up.
enough.
No. Okay, so this doesn't work.
You won't accept this. Yeah, he can't even understand how much it costs. I didn't know I needed like 20 of these. Damn, dude, $17. So is 2 the big? How many sleeves total? 6?
Probably 4. No, probably
2
4.
and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
I know.
Was this dude huge?
No.
Okay.
But he only ate cookies. He goes, I'm not a milk
Wiry.
guy. I'm not a breakfast guy. I just eat cookies, And I went, yeah.
You weren't like, have you ever thought about changing that up? I mean, you're asking me for cookies right now.
Yeah,
so
it is strange
seems
to
like
live off of cookies.
You might be the monster.
Yeah.
I might have found.
No, I'm just going to take this back to my trash home.
I mean, he starts growing blue fur. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then he eats the cookies to keep him human.
You start to hear him.
Bye bye. There you go. That was a close one. No, dude, I didn't know you met Cookie Monster. Thank God you got him some.
No.
Because after he changes, it's hard to get him back. Nobody knows what he needs.
I do. It's kind of like seeing Peter Barker and knowing what he looks like. You would never guess. 60-year-old black guy.
Whoa.
Is the Cookie Monster.
He's actually a 4-foot blue fuzzy guy. Yeah. Okay.
He's still short. He was a short guy.
Yeah, okay.
He could fit in a trash can.
Exact dimensions, actually.
Perfectly enough to just get his head standing out.
Isn't that Oscar the Grouch? Or is that also Cookie Monster?
I think it's...
How many people live in trash cans on that show?
I think Grouch does live in a trash can.
For sure. But Cookie Monster?
No,
the
he
blue
probably
guy
doesn't live in that trash can.
Hanging out.
Yeah, he just hangs out with Cookie.
I don't think Cookie Monster would have any judgment or ill will. He'd hang out in the trash.
Yeah, let me make sure those... I'm going to hit record really quick.
All right, so we can move on also to more about Battle Creek and the sex and the jizz. Would you like that, you little freak? I know you've been waiting for that. You want us to move on into the sex and jizz part?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's disembark. Let's take that duck boat into the jizz river. No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was big.
I guess they're not as sturdy as I thought.
Yeah.
It went down? It just...
Yeah,
damn.
everybody, I think 40 people died.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody
Was
died.
it in the winter?
I don't
How did
know.
everybody die?
I think they drowned. I don't know if
No, I know,
if
but
it
how'd
is-
everybody drown? I mean, were they out at sea? It's
I
just a
gotta
river.
look it up.
All right, wow, that's crazy.
But it was a big thing.
Well, I think some of them could have survived had they gone to the Battle Creek Sanitarium.
Oh, yeah.
And optimized their well-being.
Mm-hmm. They would have floated up if it didn't have any of that poop in
They
it.
probably would have if they're full of air.
Probably
Yeah,
boisterous.
yeah. All these tourists that eat oysters got a little boisterous. The duck boat didn't remain buoyant. Okay. John Harvey is the medical director. John Harvey grew up Seventh-day Adventist. Ellen G. White, the conduit of God.
Yeah.
Big vegan whore. Started the Battle Creek Sanitarium as, the Western Health Reform Institute bullshit. And then kind of handed it over to John. John got a big job there as the chief CNR officer doing medicine. And he was the medical director there. Changed the name to Battle Creek Sanitarium. He's like, look, this needs to be searchable. People are in Battle Creek. They go, things to do Battle Creek. Let's call it Battle Creek Sanitarium so they know where it's at. It's very successful. It was founded in the late 1800s. It quickly grew to 30 buildings. It included pools. It had wings, gardens, spas, a nursing school.
I would love to visit. I mean, the way that it sounds,
great.
it sounds amazing.
It has since been converted into federal buildings, so you can't visit it. But
The
I am
way-
in Detroit on October 4th, so maybe if you come out and drive out to a show in Northville, Michigan, you can drive me out that
Nice.
same day
Nice.
to the federal buildings in Battle Creek, Michigan. We can go do a little road trip together. I'm very sad and alone. But you know why? It's because I'm masturbating too much. And I think if I could curb some of that using John Harvey's methods, I'd live a much happier life. John was not into the jerk, not into gooning, jelking, jelk maxing, spitting on it, hock-tooing on that thing. He would be rolling over in his yogurty
probably
grave.
is still rolling over right now in that parfait.
They probably lined his grave with yogurt.
Yeah.
So he's probably still slipping around there as we speak. He stayed celibate his whole life.
Yeah, well, he had a wife for 40 years, right?
Had a wife, Ella. Yes,
Yeah.
long time, 40 years.
And they didn't have kids, and they said he stayed celibate his entire marriage, which, big red flag, probably just in the closet.
Yeah.
You gotta...
You got a wife. You got to, this is
This is
God's
18
okay with this.
Yeah. You're doing good for God. It could be
Yes.
compensating. The whole thing could be compensating for gay feelings.
The whole
As
his whole
a theory.
thing.
As a I
Yeah.
do believe he believes in health and trying to get to heaven.
Yes.
But is it driven? To be that driven, is there something scary behind it driving all
Man's
that?
cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's chasing him.
Yep.
Oh, he's right there.
Yep.
Ready for you.
And he wants to turn around.
Just take
but
a
he know
seat.
He can't even
Relax.
look. I'll start
Take a load
vibrating.
Come on.
Get the shit out of you.
Maybe that's why he wants to get all that. Real reason why he wants it all out.
Right. He needs to get it out in others because he can't get it out in himself. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. He thought of masturbation as, he called it, the solitary vice. I like to call it the lonely betrayal.
That's good.
What do you think about
That's good.
that?
Lonely Betrayal is nice. Kind of a little Kid Cudi.
Yeah, Lonely Betrayal. It's my third EP. Can't muster up the strength to do a full album yet. He's a big semen retention guy. He wrote a book, which I want to get into, called Plain Facts About Sexual Life.
Wow.
Which is a pretty baller title.
Yeah.
Plain Facts, on God. I don't know, Plain Facts, it's like, this book doesn't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
This is plain facts, dude. You can't get mad at me.
It's like
plain facts.
It's like today's like the art of not giving a fuck.
I know. Plain facts.
Plain facts about
John
sex.
Harvey giving it to you about sex.
And the most famous doctor just wrote a book called Plain Facts.
Indisputable. So here's what the book states in broad strokes. The book states that unprocreative sex and masturbation is bad because... Hey, folks, thanks for listening to this episode. We're going to put the next part of this episode out as a part 2. I was going to put it out on Patreon, but I didn't think that was fair to everybody. So part 2 coming out pretty soon, maybe next week, maybe sooner, but just wanted to give you the initial taste. And then the next episode, which is a continuation of this, gets into the book, the cornflakes. What else do we talk about? Battle Creek is the hottest new gay club. It's some fun stuff on the second half. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening.